at ease. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Super Big Lou, and this is where I share my stories of when I served in the U.S. Army. I talk about all of the crazy shenanigans that I got into, and I wanted to share some of them stories with you. I share them with my friends all the time, and they said that, hey, you need to start a channel. You need to get this out there. So I decided to start the show at ease, talk about my time and some of the crazy antics I got in while I was in the military, in hopes that I could start a community so that all of the other soldiers that served in the military could tell their crazy and exciting and funny stories, and we can start a community and help each other going through the hard times, going through the crisis, going through PTSD. This show, we're going to celebrate all the good times, the funny times, so that everybody can reminisce and have a great time and have something that they can turn to get their mind off things. I am your host, Trooper Big Lou. And today's episode, we're going to talk about my favorite dear friend, Drill Sargent Cousins. Yes, once again, it is a show about Drill Sargent Cousins. Now, for those who don't know, Drill Sargent Cousins was one of my drill sergeants while I was in basic training and AIT at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Just so happens that Drill Sargent Cousins was a private to my dad, who was a drill sergeant at the time. So you can just imagine all of the crazy things that I had to go through, while I was going through basic and AIT, because A, these guys going to make sure that I'm squared away because of who my father was, and B, this was a little get back because from what I understand, my father was a pretty good tyrant when it came to training. So, with all that being said, I was treated extra hard. It was fair in the long run, but I was trained extra hard. The expectations were real high, so they made sure that I was squared away at all times. But just like everybody else in the military, I'm a private, so gonna see what I can get into, and get into some shenanigans with me and my fellow brothers in arms. So this story that I'm going to tell, this happened, I was in AIT, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. I was a 63 Sierra. And for those who are watching the program that don't know all the acronyms, 63 Sierra was a heavy wheel vehicle mechanic. I was going to school to learn how to work on heavy vehicles. And just like in last episode and episodes prior, make sure you watch episodes 01 and episode 2, so that you can get a catch up to where we are when I'm going through these stories. Now, AIT, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Me, a couple of other guys, I'll change their names to protect the guilty. We'll just say Key West. And yeah, we'll say Key West for one. And we're going to say Texas for the other. So I got Key West and Texas. We hung out. All three of us hung out all the time. We went on our passes. We always chilled out together. So this particular week, we got a post pass. We can hang out on the post, whatever. Go to the BX, So we're doing our thing. But, after a while, it gets boring. So we're just sitting up at the barracks, and it's like, hey, Key West was like, hey, man, bored, dog. We need to find something to do. Now, on the post pass, you don't get to stay out all night. There's a certain time that you have to report back to formation. They do the head count, and everybody goes inside, So, we're bored, so we're trying to figure out some stuff to do. So Texas Private Texas get this wild idea. Just like, hey man, I want to go to the NCO Club. I want to see what the NCO Club's about. Now I'm looking up like the NCO Club, man. We can't go to the NCO Club. He said, man, it's on post. We got a post pass. Let's go check out the NCO Club. I was like, nah, man, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that because, I already get in enough trouble. I already have to do enough stuff. I don't want to do anything, to raise the bar or the level of punishment that's going to happen, in case we get caught. I'm the one that's being cautious on this one. Normally, I'm the ringleader, say, let's go, let's do it. But I was trying to be cautionary this time. But like Key West and Texas, I was bored too. I wanted, we were just sitting up playing cards, playing dominoes, that was getting boring, and shooting pool and, break room, whatever. It's boring. Gotta find something to do. So we decide to go earlier that day. We went to the BX. We went to the P.X. I'm saying BX because I stay close by Barksdale Air Force Base, so it's in my vocabulary. But we went to the P.X. Post Exchange, got us some outfits, got some sneakers, you know what I'm saying? And that was protocol. It was protocol for us to not look like Joes. Now that was a hard thing to do when you're skin-headed and you're clean shaven, right? So, but we did the best that we could to look like hip hop artists. Whatever the hip hop artists were wearing at the time, we bought that. We had our canal on, cross colors. You had to be there to know what I'm talking about. Park and I, et cetera, et cetera. So we go get our outfits, and we trying to remember this is, it's been a while, so I have to, crank cobwebs off the crank so that I can remember some of this stuff. But yeah, so we got our outfits, we put them in a bag, and we pretended like we was going downstairs to wash laundry, et cetera, et cetera. But we end up, the guy, we was cool. We snuck by CQ. We was cool with the fire guards that was there. So we was like, hey, we go and wash our clothes. We'll be right back. So we left. We went to the park, changed clothes, changed into our civilian clothes, called a cab to the NCO Club. Now, mind you, we're youngsters, we're privates, but we was off the rail all the time, so we was always trying to find something to get into. And we had already mastered the part of not looking or acting like a private, in public area. That's the easiest way for you to get caught. Somebody say, hey, private, you look, you're caught, So we practiced that. We got all that down packed. We practiced that, so we was good. So we go to the NCO Club. Pull up at the cab, drop us off at the NCO Club. It's packed, with military and non-military people. So there was a mix. So it was like, okay, cool. There's a slight to zero chance that we'll get recognized by anybody because, we're not smart enough to know that that's where, the drill sergeants and everybody else go hang out at. We weren't smart enough for that. We thought, hey, they be on base all day. They go out to the civilian clubs or what have you. What's the odds of running into anybody we know at the NCO Club? So we're there. We're hanging out, we're cooling. Nobody recognizes. They think, we're just regular dudes. And the NCO Club there, they had different rooms for the genre of music that you like. But everybody went room to room. You had R&B and blues, country and western, rock, hip hop and dance. They had separate rooms for all that. So we just made our way around all the rooms, and we chit-chatting, we're mingling, hanging out, meeting girls, they asking us and we're lying about where we're from and what job we have and all this, that, So doing our thing. Everything was cool. So, as the night progressed, I walk up to this chick that was at the bar. hanging out by herself, doing her own thing. I walk up to her, I talked to her. Everything was cool. And I asked her if she wanted to dance. She was like, cool. So I took her hand. We went out on the dance floor. We started doing our thing. Now, what I have to tell some of the youngsters out here that are watching this program is that back in the '90s, it was a workout. Dancing was a workout. When you got on that dance floor, when you came off, you was hot and sweaty. Sweat all your perm out, your curls out, your braids or whatever. It was sweated out by the time you got off the dance floor. We really got down back in the day. I'm pretty sure y'all do now, but back in the day, let's look up MC Hammers and, most of the music, we went hard on the dance floor. We was dancing and, it was work. It was work, but it was a good time. You having fun, we having drinks. Everything's cool. We dancing, we boogieing, I look up, I see Orlando. He got a chick, no, not Orlando, Key West. I see Key West. Oh. I almost, you good, Key West, you good. I almost slipped, but you good. Gotta watch that. So I see Key West, he's got him a girl, he doing his thing. Texas over in the corner doing his Mac thing. Texas was the Mac of the three of us. I was the shits, I was the one to get us. Normally I'm the one that get us in the shits. Key West is the one that he always hooks us up with the ladies, regardless. He'll find some ladies for us. And Texas, Texas was the cool, he was cool, laid back, cool, laid back fella, but he was down for whatever. So we're out on the dance floor, everybody's boogieing, everybody dancing, we having us a good time, it's NCO Club, NCO Club 5, this shit is what it do. So I'm dancing with the shorty, we doing our thing, and then I get bumped in the back. So I'm like, whatever, it's a dance floor, everybody on the dance floor. So yeah, you go to bump into some people. So, so we kind of scoot up a little bit to get him space to work. The guy that bumped into me, we wanted to get him space to work. So me and the chick, we dancing, doing our thing. Ooh. Motherfucker bumps me again. I'm like, what the fuck is all this, I already moved to get this dude some space to dance, and he's still bumping into me, right? But I ain't paying no mind. Don't want to start no trouble. Already, a trainee that's in this NCO club. So, that's the last thing I want to do is bring attention to myself, getting in trouble. So we scoot over some more. Now, I had turned around, looked at him. He had turned around, looked at me. It's just a little bump. We dancing. He's probably thinking the same thing. So we move over, we groove. We doing a thing. We dance. We sweat. It's just sweat and juice. Sweat everywhere. Everybody hot. You know what I'm saying? It's just hot because it's a lot of people on the floor. Lights, dancing, music, alcohol. Okay. So, but we're grooving. Everybody's grooving. Everybody jamming, everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody dancing. We're having a good time. Motherfucker bumped into me again. Third time. So I'm like, I didn't see who the fuck this motherfucker is. So I turn around, and this is a motherfucker, buff ass dude, big buff motherfucker in all purple like Prince. I guess he was a Prince fan. Because he had on all purple from the suit to the vest to the shirt to the tie, the slacks, the boots, all purple. He had a purple fedora on, and this motherfucker had little tassels going around it, and they were purple, just dangling and shit. So he turns around and looks at me. I'm gonna give y'all 3 guesses on who y'all think this was. And this motherfucking purple suit. I'm gonna give you 3 guesses. Okay. Now I'm gonna answer those 3 guesses for you. Drill Sargent Cousins, some bitch Drill Sargent Cousins, and that motherfucker Drill Sargent Cousins. So I'm like, in my head, because I'm playing it cool. He don't recognize me. Stunner shades, rapper. You know, I look like a rapper. I don't even look like a private in the military. I look like a rapper. In my head, I'm like, oh shit, it's motherfucking Drill Sargent Cousins. Fuck, how the fuck I bump into Drill Sargent Cousins at the NCO Club? What kind of luck do I have to where the person that I bump into on the dance floor is Drill Sargent motherfucking Cousins, my arch enemy in this place? He didn't recognize me though, which kind of shocked me. I thought that he did, and he just didn't say anything. He didn't recognize who I was. He just looked down and up. You know, sorry about that, homeboy. And he just went on about his way. And you know, me and the tour that I was with, you know, we both went and sat down at the bar. And then here comes Key West in Texas. They say, hey, Lou. Man, that motherfucker look like Drill Sargent Cousins. I said, that's because that motherfucker is Drill Sargent Cousins. So we need to be getting the fuck up out of there. So we chilled out for a little bit, you know, made sure to stay out of his way, you know, stay out of the vision of Drill Sargent Cousins, and we made our way back, you know, back to the barracks, you know. So we got back to the barracks, decent time, you know, like I said, we was cool with CQ, cool with the fire guard, so we didn't get no slack from them. You know, we hook them up, and let's go do our thing, and we come back before we can get them in trouble. You know, it was a mutual thing. Next day come around, formation, morning formation, PT time. Drill Sargent Cousins, front center, looking at everybody, you know, and I was like, oh shit, here we go. He finna rat me out, because I know that motherfucker recognized who the fuck I was. But he didn't. He didn't say a word. He didn't even know it was us. He, you know, he had some drink in him too. He was feeling good. He had a good ass time, you know. So we was like, cool. You know, we got away with it. You know, did we make attempts to do it again? Nah, we didn't want to press our luck. For the most part, we waited until we was eligible for an off-post pass. My brother came and signed for me, and you know, we did it that route. But yeah, Drill Sargent motherfucking Cousins bumped into this motherfucker at the NCO Club. Your ass didn't even know who the fuck I was. It was me, Private Williams, Private Maggot. That was me that bumped into you, Drill Sargent Cousins. After all these years, you know, now that I got gray in my beard and everything, I can tell you that. Yeah, when we was at the NCO Club back in the early 90s, when you had that fucking purple ass Barney suit on, looking like a big ass swole prince with your fucking tassels dangling on your little fedora and shit. The guy that you kept bumping into, you turned around and you was like, it's all good, homeboy. That was me, motherfucker. Private Williams in the NCO Club in AIT. And your ass didn't even fucking recognize me because you were squared away. Now, I'm not spiting Drill Sargent Cousins. I'm just letting them know now, years, decades later, that was me, your homeboy. And I got one up on you because you would always catch me when I'm doing my shenanigans, or you always messing with me. So this little story, I'll just go, is my get back for Drill Sargent Cousins. As a matter of fact, I think the name of this episode is gonna be, oh shit, it's Drill Sargent Cousins. Oh shit, it's Drill Sargent Cousins. And I got other stories. You know, this one, not so much because I didn't get caught. But, you know, I wanted to tell a story where I did actually get away with some of the shenanigans that, you know, happened while I was in. But, you know, short story today, nothing, you know, long and dragged out. I just, you know, wanted to get on here with you guys and tell you some of the stuff, you know, and I haven't, you know, and I'm just starting. I haven't even got to Germany yet. We still got that coming up. I'm still talking about AIT, you know, and I still got Germany to talk about. I got Hohenfels to talk about, plenty of stories. I got plenty of stories to talk about where I got into some very serious stuff, but it was all fun and it was a great time. So yeah, short story today. I just wanted to get some Drill Sargent Cousins get back in. It was just on my mind, and I felt like I need to get it off my chest. So I said, well, why not share it, with my comrades in arms? Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you did, where you served, what branch you served. Join the community. Like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Email me. Let me know. Tell me your story. I want to hear you guys' story. So reach out to me. Let me know what some of the shenanigans and some of the crazy things that you done while you were in the military. I mean, we can talk about it now. There's no repercussions. But make sure that you take time out and, just think about some of those good times that you had while you was in and some of the shenanigans you got in with your battle buddies. And share it with your boy Trooper Lou. And I'll make sure that we get it up on the show. Put you on the show. I want to talk to some people too. I want to trade stories, things like that. I'm trying to develop a community where we can all congregate and laugh about all the stuff that we did in our past, to let people know that it wasn't always shoot 'em up, bang, bang. We lived regular lives where we could, got into shenanigans where we could. As we got older, we had kids, we made families, all of that. So make sure y'all reach out to me, share those stories with me, and let's have a good time with this. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep growing. I'm going to keep giving you these episodes because I got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of crazy adventures that I had for the time that I was in. Well, there you have it, folks. This is another episode of At Ease. Oh shit, it's Drill Sargent Cousins. And yeah, NCO Club. That was me, guy. But we both had a good time. He was purple as fuck. But he had a good ass time. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. I enjoyed it. It was short, it was sweet, but I enjoyed it. So y'all come on back. Next time, we're going to talk about, let's see, what are we going to talk about next time? Next time, we'll get an introduction to going during my first time out of the country. I'll talk about that. My arrival in Germany once I graduated AIT and went to recovery school. I'll talk about that. My journey to Germany. That'll be on the next episode. So thank you for tuning in. This is At Ease. I'm Trooper Lou. God bless. Thanks everyone for watching, subscribing to the channel, giving me feedback about the channel, and I want to hear some stories from you guys. So there you have it. Thanks once again. At ease. Enjoy yourself. Peace. See you on the next episode. Salute. And fuck you, Sergeant Cousins. Fuck you, Drill Sargent Cousins. See you next episode.